What's that?
Any involvement in The Hobbit?
In The Hobbit? I don't know. The Hobbit is, I'm pretty in the dark. I know about as much as everyone here knows. They're, in the stages of writing it and completing the writing now. There's some talk of there being a secondary film that will take place between I guess it's going to bridge the gap to a certain degree, although they don't want to call it a bridge movie, between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings chronologically. So I don't know. I think if that were to be the case, then certainly somewhere in between those time periods, technically some of the characters from Lord of the Rings could exist. Certainly characters like Aragorn and Legolas, obviously. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm excited about it, though. I'm really excited to see what Guillermo does. I'm a huge fan of his. So. I just think that out of anyone to choose to make that film, I really couldn't have thought of anyone more perfect. And I really feel like Guillermo also has a similar sensibility to Peter, so I think it works well.
Maybe we could do a Benjamin Button, like Baby Frodo.
Right? That would be weird. Joe just told me that NECA is doing the toys for this. I don't know if you got, I'm a toy nerd. So they're doing the toys for 9. I'm really excited about that.
The life-size dolls.
Super cool. It's a funny movie to describe to people. We haven't really talked about the story so much. I don't know, do you guys want to hear what the story is? It's funny because people ask me, what's this movie 9? Because visually it is so stunning, and I think the trailer is really arresting, but it does leave a lot of questions. And it's a difficult thing to describe because you could sort of very simply describe it as a movie about, these mechanized rag dolls living in a post-apocalyptic world, but it doesn't quite tell it.
There is a kind of a certain action-adventure film that Shane and I grew up with, and this is a lot of ways that sort of movie to us, but there's also a huge influence, especially in Shane's work, of certain sort of Eastern European animation aesthetic. You look at a movie like, there's a movie called Balance. It won the Academy Award many, many years, 20 years ago. It's a German film by the Lowenstein brothers. There's lots of that sort of stop-motion influence. But ultimately, what we ended up finding about the film, and I think it's the same thing Elijah found in the film, is that you're telling a story about these characters who are lost in the world and have no guidance and have to find their own way. They have to sort of define who they are, and they make mistakes along the way. They're not perfect. And in fact, that's one reason why he's called 9. He's not 10. He's not perfect. But he's trying, and they're all trying. And I think you'll see in this film these little rag dolls with nothing going for them, kind of each sort of first find their own identity and then find themselves somehow build a little community that